Welcome to episode 255 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Walton. As always, I'm joined by the other host, Dan Reamer.
Good morning. Salutations.
Good morning.
Good morning, Vietnam.
As you can tell, I'm still sick.
You've been sick forever.
It has been forever. It's also been 2 weeks.
Forever, yeah.
Or like it's like...
That's close.
This is the start of week 2.
No.
Yeah, because I was just starting to get sick last week's podcast.
No, you weren't. You were starting to get sick last Friday.
I don't think that's true.
It is true.
And then I went to the doctor on Wednesday because I finally decided I couldn't knock it with over the counter. And I got this doctor who you could tell we were wasting each other's time. And I don't mean in a bad way. It was just like I needed the antibiotic and he needed to make $100. And then go to the next person. You could just, like, I got that feeling. I went to a walk-in clinic instead of my normal doctor because I just needed an antibiotic. That's all I was there for.
Mm-hmm.
So I go in and he's like, "What's going on?" I said, "I think it's just, a cold." He's like, "Well, cold's not really a thing," which, like, I get you're a doctor. That's a dick move. That's a dick thing to say.
It is, because I'm not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I meant, asshole.
Right. When someone says they have a cold, like, you understand what we're saying as a physician. Yeah. As a nurse practitioner, like, you understand what I mean. So he listens to me breathe, looks down my throat, checks my ears, and he's like, "All right, well, I think if you just get on a routine of Mucinex and Sudafed, you'll be fine." Look, Doc,
I've been doing that.
I didn't drive here to go buy something I could already buy. Just pull out your notepad, give me the Z-Pack, because that's what they give in Tennessee for everything.
They give it here now, too.
Okay. So people not familiar with the Z-Pack, the Z-Pack is just a 5-dose antibiotic that they prescribe for absolutely everything here.
Yep.
It doesn't even really work anymore because we give it for everything.
Exactly.
And so we had a conversation, and finally he was like, "I'll just write you that, but try the other before you go get it."
Will do.
Yep. By that I mean I left the parking lot, went straight to fucking Walgreens and picked up my Z-Pack.
Exactly.
And had one of those because I went to the doctor and I deserve medicine. So this is actually day 5. This will be my last day. Took day 4 last night. I take day 5 tonight at 8 o'clock. And then my antibiotic should be finished at that point.
You should be all better.
That's how I think antibiotic works, right? If it's a 5-day, then by day 5, I'm good to go.
Yeah, that's how it works in my head.
Tonight is day 5, and I don't think I'm good to go.
I actually had I went to the doctor a couple of weeks ago, just for like new doctor up here, so it was like a first appointment thing. And they just
said some baselines.
Yeah, they just go in, check everything. You're healthy. But he said, "Oh, it says here you smoke." I said, "Yes, I do smoke." He said, about how much? I said, "About a pack a day. Never more, never less. Been like that for years." He says, have you ever thought about quitting? Have you considered quitting?" And I said, "Nope, don't want to." And this is where I give kudos to my doctor, because he said, "Okay." He didn't try to talk me into it.
That was it?
Didn't try to
that was all of it?
Didn't try to give me none of that bullshit about, "I see the commercials, Doc. I know what it does. But you know what? I also know what bacon does and eat the shit out of that too. You didn't ask me how much bacon I fucking have."
I think of doctors like HR. Like, it's their job to advise.
Right.
It's not their job to make a decision.
Right.
If you as a doctor understand that I know what's happening to my body if I eat bacon every day.
Exactly.
You don't need to have that conversation with me.
Exactly. And here's another thing I think people tend to forget about doctors, including doctors. I understand they go to school for 37 years to become doctors, and this is, their area, blah, blah, blah. But Okay, if I hire a contractor, if I'm building a kitchen and I hire the contractor and I said, yeah, I want a granite countertop. And he goes, well, I think you'd be better served with laminate. Okay, but I want granite. Well, here, let me tell you. No, you work for me. Do what I want.
Right. I'll let that first one slide. Hey, quartz is better. Okay, you said your fucking piece.
Right.
Now put in the granite.
Right.
Because you're allowed to have some say. I brought you in as an expert.
And that's the thing about doctors. Doctors, I understand that they're more experienced and they're more knowledgeable, but you are paying them. That means that at that moment, they are working for you. Now, granted, there's laws that you can't just say, yeah, give me morphine. I get that. I get that.
I mean, you can say that, but then you probably have to talk to the police after.
Right. I mean, but you know what I'm saying? That doctor, at that moment, doctors are working for you. If you go in there with a concern, they shouldn't be pulling the bullshit like they pulled with you.
That's why I treat it like HR. Because I know HR's purpose, especially in my current workplace, is they're just there to advise. Ultimately, the decision is on the business.
Right.
They just give you what they think is the best course of action. And that's why when he was like, I think a steady dose of Sudafed and Mucinex will get you cleared up. And I'm like, no. Because you don't understand why I just came here into this germ-infested room.
Although I did believe that my initial request probably should have cleared that up.
Right. When I told you I had a fucking cold. And I told him, I said, I have this cough. So this cough that's really why I'm telling you I went to the doctor, because I have this cough right now. I'm on cough drops. I took medicine this morning. I'm going to do my best to make it through this podcast without being obnoxious. But sometimes I have these coughing fits where it's just
good luck with that.
It's out of control.
You don't need coughing to be obnoxious, my friend.
Right, but you know what I'm saying, like an extra level of it.
Gotcha, okay.
It's like frosting a cake twice. It's not necessary.
Ooh.
So I'm going to try to avoid it.
I might get into that, though. Some of that double
if
frosted
it's two different
cake.
kinds of frosting.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you could. I don't know if you frost it the second time, it's going to pull the frosting from. I don't know how it works. I'm not a baker.
Put a spray frosting on afterward. There's got to be a spray frosting.
I think you just made that product up.
Call me.
I watch a lot of Food Network. I've never seen someone just rip out an aerosol can and spray some frosting on.
There's got to be something. I don't care.
I don't think so.
Oh, you could use one of the puffer. After you spread it on, you could use one of those little puffer pad things where they squeeze it and it puts the cream frosting out on top of it. Yeah. See, there we go.
Those bags.
Yeah.
What are those bags called?
I don't know. They remind me of the old fireplace things to stoke the fire.
They're not anything like that. They're just like
those punch balloons. Those big punch balloons.
Yeah, I like a punch balloon.
Those were awesome.
A punch balloon was always made out of some other material than every other balloon you've ever had.
Yes, and you could bounce it off people's heads.
It just feels like it's the only thing that feels like that.
Yeah. It was a lot closer to one of those rubber dodgeballs than it was.
It's pretty much like a thin dodgeball with like the thickest rubber band you've ever seen attached. It's always like fucking yellow.
Yep.
You get that thing just every now and then you catch a rhythm that you impressed yourself even.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're like, man, I'm pretty good at this.
Fucking superstar.
I am pretty good at this.
My future is set.
So I went to the doctor. I worked a little bit. I was off a little bit. I mean, besides feeling bad, and I don't really, my energy's back. It's just my throat is a little scratchy and then the cough. But I did get to play some games, which is always good.
It is always good.
I picked up MudRunners, a Spintires game. We talked about it before. Garrett, I think, gave a shout out about MudRunners.
He did. And
so I picked it up. Walmart had it on sale, and I think everybody has it on sale now, or they did it before this recording. And it's $10 off, and it is a perfect game for me. And I say that because it's not a perfect game, and it's not a perfect game for everyone, but it is a perfect game for me because it's too hard, but it's also too like simple in like the best kind of way. it is way too complicated of a like lumber hauling simulator.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of hauling lumber is very simple. So that makes it really, I don't know. There's something about it that you're like, and so it's published by the Focus Home Entertainment and Maximum Games, the people who have their hand in Farming Simulator. And I would say that's what it most closely resembles is Farming Simulator, because it's way, way, way more in depth than it should ever have to be. Mm-hmm. But that's also what makes it really fun and challenging, because like you're just in having fun goofing off, but then like that realism takes over, and then you realize like you can't just goof off, or you can, but like you have to know what you're doing to even goof off. And our friend Marshall 205 picked it up. We jumped in the other night multiplayer, and we actually had Patman watching us on SharePlay, and like the three of us were laughing like so hard we were almost crying at a game where you're just driving around off road, because it's so realistic that when you're trying to just goof off, like you'll roll it or you'll get stuck. And you know, he got stuck in the mud, and I had to go pull him out with my winch, because we were just driving all over the map, but he got in some deep mud and made a rut. You know, it's got like real rut physics. So if you get into some muddy terrain, and you're full bore on the accelerator, you'll dig a rut and you're hung up. You can winch yourself out if you can connect to something, but if you can't, somebody's got to come get you. Or we were trying to hill climb in these Jeeps, and he rolled it on its side. Didn't take any damage, but he rolled it over. Mm-hmm. So I had to come winch to the opposite side of him and pull him back on four wheels, which is one of the most amazing things I've ever done in a video game. Because it was like we came up with a strategy, and then we executed it, and it went exactly like we had planned. Like I winched to the opposite side of him and then slowly pulled his vehicle on all fours. And the game looks incredible. So, you know, it flips back down, and like the mud kind of slings up a little bit, and it shakes where it hits the ground. Then I, you know, take the winch off, and we both drive off back to, you know, do stupid stuff.
Back to business.
Yeah, but the game of it is that you collect logs, take them to the lumber mill, collect more logs, take them to the lumber mill. But you also have to like uncover the map Assassin's Creed style by finding out a watchtower. You don't actually climb up in it, but you drive to it. And the watch points unlock more of the map, so you can kind of see the roads. But I use the term roads very loosely. It's just washed out places without trees are what the roads are. There's very little actual roadage in that game.
Roadage,
yeah, there's very little roadage.
Very little roadage.
But it's
not a whole lot of developed infrastructure is what you're telling me.
No. Yeah, it's definitely not in the part of the U.S. I've ever seen.
Okay.
And I'm assuming it is taking place overseas somewhere.
Possibly. I guess it could possibly be the Northwest.
It could be. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like a place that a lot of people spend a lot of time. It could be like Alaska somewhere.
Okay.
It could be like in the bush somewhere. Now I've only done really the bog map is the one that we've done a lot. But you could do a private match. There's no time limit. So that means you can go do what you're supposed to do, or it means you can just winch to each other and try to see whose vehicle breaks first. Because there's no, you know, it is just what it is. It puts you in an open map with an objective, but it doesn't matter if you don't do it either.
Right.
And it doesn't even seem to matter if you do it. Like it's just about having fun. And
well, that's good.
For that, it's a lot of fun. But if you're interested in it, proceed with caution. Watch videos.
Yeah,
it's not Grand Theft Auto. It's not MotorStorm. And that was maybe the best thing is that when Patman jumped in, he goes, "Well, this isn't what I was expecting." And I said, "What were you expecting?" He said, "I don't know, something like MotorStorm." I'm like, "You couldn't be further away from what this is."
Right.
Because top speed's like 25 miles an hour. Because you're in mud.
Right.
And also, I've determined that I am the worst at backing up a trailer.
Okay, that's fair.
And I don't know why. I don't know what's causing it. I think I know what I'm doing, but then I think it's a combination of like the camera angles. The camera angles are strange. They're designed to show you the tires on the side so you can see how deep you are.
Yeah.
But that makes it really hard to see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
That combined with the mud, so when you're backing up and everything's fine, but then you start sliding in the mud, the trailer's no longer going the right direction.
Right.
then you have to adjust, and then you adjust 2 or 3 times, and now you've got a rut that you can't get out of. So now not only can you not do anything, but you've totally fucked that direction. So you've got to go come in another direction and do the same thing again. It's intense, but in a really good way.
Well, I had
$39, I think.
When Garrett first told us about it, I was interested in it. I didn't watch a whole lot on it. Didn't pay a little bit of attention, not a whole lot. It seemed like something that would be fun to pick up on sale. Then you got it, and our buddy Marshall talked about getting it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to dig into this a little more. So I watched some videos, read some reviews. I watched a ton of videos. And then I got on with you one night, and I said, I think I'm going to... I also tweeted it out. I think I'm going to end up passing... I think I'm going to pass on MudRunners. I think it's a little bit too sim for me. I don't think I'm going to enjoy it. And what you said is, it's a ton of fun. I'm not sure you'd enjoy it either. I'm afraid that you would play it for about 20 minutes and then be in a rage for an hour.
Mm-hmm. All of us talked about, without you on there, just how upset you would be at this game.
Yeah.
Like, knowing you and having played lots of games over several years, you would say things to this game that should never be said to something. Because that's the thing, you can haul... So last night when we were playing together, not last night, the night before, we attempted to actually haul the lumber when we first started.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he totaled his truck, and he had to go all the way back. He catches back up to me. I'm loaded down with lumber. I'm doing great. I slip off the side of a bridge, fall down, blow the truck up. Then I have to start over. And then I go back, get more lumber, going again. Then I roll the truck again. I got down in a big rut. The weight was too much. It pulled the whole trailer down. So it's like it's frustrating when you're trying to do the right thing, because you want to go fast, because video games have always told you it's okay to go fast.
Right. Things
don't take the normal amount of time to do them. And it's got a real day-night cycle, so when you're playing, you're like, it's fucking dark, I can't see anything. I drove off in this fucking rut. There's no trees to winch myself to, so I'm rocking the vehicle, just hoping I'll catch enough traction. And so I could just see you raging out.
Yeah, I've talked about it before, how I'm not a fan of simulation games. And upon looking at all the videos and all that, I determined this was probably a little too simulation for me. And I was going to take a pass on it. I am still interested in it. I would love to play it with you guys, but I've been burned before spending $40-$50 on a game that I just got angry at after 10 minutes.
And I think this is probably that. But I loved it so much that I went and picked up Farming Simulator for the Switch. Because it just made me want to play more simulation. So I now have that. I haven't played it yet, but I did pick it up. I found it. I think Best Buy had like a flash sale or something on it. I found it $10 off, but it seems like it was just yesterday. So I don't know what that deal was, or if it was just my store that I went in had it wrong.
That could be, but go for it.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
So I was excited to get that I now have 9 Switch games physically. So I'm moving on up in the world.
Yeah. Did you play anything else?
A little bit of Rocket League, and they got some new crates coming for that December 4th.
Mm-hmm. They do.
A new car. Throwback, like 80s inspired car.
Yes.
So that's exciting. And
fun.
I don't think I really played... I know Fortnite's added smoke bombs. Haven't had a chance to check that out yet, but that's interesting. And I think that's it. I think I played like a little bit of Golf Story now that it's back up and running for me.
Okay.
And maybe just a little bit of Mario Odyssey, but not really much on that front. Mostly it's all been MudRunners and Rocket League.
Right. Did you stream anything since we...
Oh, yeah. I think maybe I played a lot of stuff I didn't just talk about. I don't know. What did I stream?
I think you did stream. Didn't you stream Sunday and I streamed Monday?
I don't know. I don't think I streamed anything else.
I'm trying to think. What...
You know how I can tell? I'll go over to youtube.com.
You should do that. Maybe the
quick.
last thing you did was Rec Room. I think you talked about that last week.
No, I did Hunting Simulator. But I think I'd already done that. If not, I did Hunting Simulator. youtube.com/Gamestitch. Dan did Wolfenstein, and I know you're going to talk about these, but you did Wolfenstein, New Order, and Agents of Mayhem.
I did.
I can't remember if there's another game in between those.
I think there is. I feel like there is.
We're streaming so much, we don't even know what we're streaming.
I know. Who knew?
Let's get over here and see.
It's one of the very...
No, that's right. Wolfenstein, Hunting Simulator, Agents of Mayhem. So I did Hunting Simulator in between those.
That's what I thought.
It is 5 days ago, though, so that would make sense.
Yep.
I did do that after last week's podcast.
I did Agents of Mayhem. I streamed out Agents of Mayhem. I said I was going to do it, and I finally did. And that game is fun. It is not incredibly complicated. It very much reminds me of Crackdown in the way it plays and some of the.
It looked fun watching you play.
It's fun. It is fun. You can switch on the fly to your characters. It's pretty neat. It's a cool game. If you can find it, check it out. It's by Volition.
How much better would that game have been though if
co-op?
It was co-op. Yeah,
co-op would have been a gazillion times better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. But I'll tell you, then I streamed out Wolfenstein. I had been talking about last week on the podcast. I was afraid I wouldn't like it. I wanted to get it. It was on sale, the original one, Wolfenstein, the New Order, and the Old Blood were on sale for $15, not each combined. So I thought that was a killer deal. I've been wanting to try Wolfenstein, so I was like, yeah. I talked myself into it. And let me tell you, this might be the 15 best spent dollars in my existence. I absolutely love Wolfenstein. It's got a great story. It looks amazing. It is a first-person shooter, but it mixes things up enough that it really is immersive. I can't even explain it. I'm just so incredibly pleasantly surprised by my experience with it. I would never in a million years, if someone would have told me, hey, this is one of those games where you're going to be at work and you're going to not be able to wait to get home to play it, I'd have been like, nah, fuck that. No, Wolfenstein, first-person shooter? No, you're out of your fucking mind. You don't know what you're talking about. No, I'm at work and I am like, I want to go home and play Wolfenstein. If you have not played Wolfenstein, check out my stream. YouTube, youtube.com/Gamestitch. And then I strongly suggest that if you enjoy first-person shooters even a little bit, get this and play it. It's that good. And then some Rocket League I played, which I hadn't played in forever. I didn't think I did too bad, by the way.
No, I thought you'd be way worse for the amount of time it's been since you played.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised at how well I did. Did not.
I think we won like all of those games.
Everything. Yes.
Yeah, we played like 4 or 5 games. And we won every one of them.
And it wasn't like you had 1,000 points, someone had 700 points, and I had 70.
Right. It was pretty even.
I think the first game I played, I was actually number 2.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we did really good that night, and so we promised you one stream a month, and I think we did pretty good last month.
And the month before, actually.
Yeah, and here's the good news. I can tell you my first stream game of December is going to be MudRunners.
When are you streaming that, tonight?
I don't know. I'm trying to set up a time. So MudRunners might be a little strange. It might be something you have to go watch after the fact because I'm trying to set up a time where I can at least get Howard on.
Okay.
I don't know if Garrett picked it up. If he did, maybe work out something with the 3 of us. But I want to get it up quick. So if I can, I'll do it by myself. But if I can work out a time, so that might be a little later of a stream. It might be 9:30, 10 o'clock Central Standard Time when that stream goes live. But remember, you can always watch it back. All of our videos are available on YouTube and our Patreon, patreon.com/Gamestitch, if you want to watch them after the fact. But I do definitely plan on getting some MudRunners out there.
I don't know what I'm getting out there, but I will be getting something out there. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to Redbox all the time and checking now to see what they have on sale.
Yeah, I've checked since you and I talked. But I gotta go to some different ones. I keep checking the same one.
Oh yeah, no, you gotta switch it up.
Yeah, there's several here. I haven't done it.
And I'm not sure. I'm going to be streaming as well. I'm not sure exactly what, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I had talked about streaming Bound, which I still haven't played, but I'm still interested in playing. So,
yeah, I know I'll get that, and I'm considering Injustice.
Oh yeah,
so everybody can see how bad I am at fighting games.
Well, here's something else I'm considering, because I need to get back into it. I'm considering streaming the end of Horizon Zero Dawn Frozen Wilds, the DLC.
Yeah.
I know it'd be a spoiler, but I don't think in any of our streams we've ever done the end of a game.
Most of the time I think we're starting a game.
Yeah.
Or just goofing off.
So I'm thinking that'd be something a little different to do.
Yeah.
So I'm about to finish that up, so I may do that. It's not in stone, but
yeah, the only thing I'll confirm for December is MudRunners will happen, and if I feel like it's going to be a few days out, I'll probably just stream it by myself, and maybe I'll do another stream with someone, because some of the challenges that are in single player are really cool, and I hate not to show those off.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously the game is totally different when you're playing multiplayer, so I would also hate to not show that.
Right.
So it may be something where I could even break it up into 2 or 3 different, not 3, that's too many, but 2 streams, where a MudRunners and friends and just a MudRunners, just to kind of show off the different. It's like an onion. That game's like an onion. I want to show off the layers, the muddy layers.
Yeah, I so do not want to peel layers back of anything.
The muddy layers. And because like there's a hill climb you do in a Jeep in the challenges, it's what I want to show everyone when I show them MudRunners. But it's not really a very good indication of what the game is, because there's no mud. You're climbing a hill.
It's just a fun thing to do in it.
It's just incredible because you're climbing that fucking hill. And I wouldn't be able to really show that off if I'm doing multiplayer stuff. So I don't know. I'll figure that out. But at the very least, you're going to see some MudRunners in December, and probably sooner rather than later, because with Christmas coming up and everything like that, I know the back half of this month will be a little hectic.
That's true.
A little hectic. I'll get a minimum of 2 streams out though for me, so that you guys at least have some content. And I'm sure Dan will get at least 1 out. And that's 3 for those that do math.
I'm not one of them. Arithmetic is not my strong suit.
That's 2 more than promised.
That's right. That's the important thing.
Right. Over-delivering still. This is our longest stretch of over-delivering ever. The newsletter hasn't been late. We've never done just 1 stream. The podcast is always out. I don't even know what's happened. It's like someone else took over.
Maybe they did.
It's like someone else is running this behind the scenes to make sure we're not fucking stuff up.
And we're still working on other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
you spent some time earlier last week. I spent some time last night. Like there's fucking things happening. It's weird.
We're working on some other stuff. I will let you guys. Should we tell them our special news?
I don't know what our special news is.
About next June? Yes, you do.
Oh, yeah. You could.
Or should we just leave that for the newsletter at this point?
Yeah. That was in this month's newsletter. If you're a patron, check your inbox. You'll have that. We'll hold that news off until we find out a little more.
Until we know more.
Right.
Fair enough.
That's called a teaser.
Ooh, that's right.
Now, the really unfortunate part is that if you sign up now, you won't get that newsletter.
No, you will.
So that's a teaser for an unspecified date.
Yes.
When we decide to share that with you.
Yes. Now you're going to have to listen every week to see when it comes.
Or I'll give you this. So today is what? What's today's date?
Today's the 3rd.
The 3rd.
December 3rd.
If you sign up by the 10th, I will send out the newsletter for last month to you.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'll give you 7 days. If you sign up at any level on patreon.com/Gamestitch, I will send you the news of a thing that we're trying to do That was in the newsletter.
Yes, that steps have been taken forward on, but at this point now are out of our hands on the finality of it. That's all I'll say on it.
If you've listened to all this time, you're like, I got to know what this is, then you can donate at any level over there, and I will, through the 10th, I will send out that newsletter. And it's not like I'm pushing people to say you got to subscribe. It's just that I don't want to send it out too much later than that because everything was about November.
Right.
So I don't want it to get too far away from that or it won't make any sense. So, yeah, there you go. You can get that news. And since I just talked all about Patreon, I won't do it anymore. But you can get this podcast every Monday, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time on podcast services around the world.
For free.
For free. Yeah, it's $0, $0.00.
That's my favorite amount to spend, might I add.
Yeah. Like if you were at Target and you brought it to that machine and you scanned it, it'd just say 0.00. You'd be like, well, fuck, I'll have this. It doesn't cost anything.
Oh, fuck, that reminds me of a story I forgot to tell.
Let me finish this, and then we'll roll right into that story, and then we'll go right into the news.
Okay.
We just set up a whole transition.
I know. Go.
Give us 5 stars on iTunes if you have iTunes. If you don't, rate us on whatever platform you listen to us on, and just thanks for listening. It means a lot to us, and we never want you guys to feel like you have to donate. I know we talk about it a lot, but it's enough for us that you listen, and it's amazing that you show up every week. So keep on keeping on, and now let's roll into Dan's story that hopefully revolves around Target.
It's actually Walmart.
Same thing.
But it's a reason why Target's better. So we were in Walmart last Sunday after we'd recorded, and we went to Walmart. Well, you know, up front where you check out, they've got the areas where they have the Magic the Gathering cards and the little toys. And
oh, yeah.
I found a Green Arrow Deathstroke little pin set hanging there.
Mm-hmm.
Only one. I'm like, ooh, because when you find that stuff out in the wild, anything Green Arrow out in the wild, you get it. That's how my world works. Because you never see anything out in the wild. So I grab it and I go and I'm like, ooh, look at this. My wife's like, how much is it? I'm like, I don't care. I found it in the wild.
Right. It's happening.
And she's like, okay. So we go up there and the lady scans it. It doesn't scan. She's like, this isn't scanning. We don't. She's like, where did you find this? I said, I found that right over there. And she goes, well, it's... So she calls her manager over. Her manager looks at it and they scan it. And she's like, well, this isn't in our system. And I said, can I see that for a second? So the manager and her are right there. So she hands it back to me. And I said, you're telling me this isn't in your system? And they go, no, this isn't our system. It doesn't scan as anything. It apparently doesn't exist. So I stuck it in my pocket. Right there in front of them so they could watch me. And they go, what are you doing? And I said, what are you going to do? They go, you can't just take that. And I said, it's not yours.
Right, you just told me it wasn't yours.
You just told me it wasn't yours. You said it doesn't exist.
It's mine. It's in my pocket.
It's not Walmart's. That's mine. So the managers, they're there. And my wife's like, what are you doing?
Right. You can't steal.
What are you doing? But I'm just livid because they're... So my wife goes, well, can't you just make up a price on it? And the manager, no, we can't do that. And I'm like, so you're telling me that you have stuff in your store that you for sale on a shelf that you can't sell? And they're like, well, and I'm like, because, or is it, if it doesn't exist in your system, it's not yours, right? That means it's a free for all. That means finders keepers. It's in my pocket. It's mine. Well, if you found it on our shelf, then I said, how do I know that some kid didn't just bring it in here and accidentally fell out of his pocket and fell on the shelf?
Right.
How do you know that? How do I know that?
And that's a good question. If I bring something in Walmart and leave it, is it Walmart's?
Right. So then, the manager goes, well, hold on a second. So the manager goes away. And brings back an LP dude. And he goes, so what's going on here? In the meantime, while that's going on, my wife's like looking at her phone and giving me dirty looks.
Right, because she wants to not be in this.
Actually, she was smart.
She looked the price up online?
Well, I'll get there.
That's where I would have went immediately.
So the guy goes, so what's going on here? And I said, they're telling me that this isn't in their system. It's not. So the LP guy goes, he scans it. He goes, well, this isn't scanning. And I'm like, I know. I said, so can I have that back, please? He's like, no, if you found it on the shelf yet. And I'm like, come on, dude, really? You don't even know if it's yours or not. But you're trying to tell me that I can't have it? I'm even willing to pay you for it. But no one wants to give me a price. Because it doesn't exist. But now you're telling me even though it doesn't exist, it's yours. But you can't sell it to me. So do you see where this is going? Do you see how this goes against basically the whole concept of what Walmart does?
Right.
I'm starting to get loud. And the LP guy's like, calm down. And I said, no, you don't understand. This is stupid. This is the dumbest thing ever.
I just want to remind everybody, we're talking about pins.
Yes. I said, this is the dumbest thing that's ever happened to me in this sort of establishment. You understand that, right? This is not ours, but you can't have it. And we don't know whose it is, but you still can't have it. We have to keep it, and we're not going to sell it to you. This is like not what Walmart does.
It's a place specifically designed to sell you things.
That's the whole purpose of this place.
Things that are on their shelf.
So then my wife goes, well, look, on Amazon it's $6.39. And I go, so I look over and I go, how much is it on Walmart.com?
Right.
So they go to Walmart.com and they say she goes, oh, it's $14.99. And the manager goes, well, I'll sell it to you for $14.99. And I said, no, fuck that. I'm going to Amazon to get it for $6.99.
I'll get it from Amazon. It's half price. Assholes.
And left.
But had you walked up and it rang up $14.99, you would have happily paid that.
Boom, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like Walmart. Walmart's also really big on having games out before they come out. And then when you try to buy them, they act like you're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can't sell it to you. It's out. It's not out.
You take it off the fucking shelf, asshole.
You're holding it. I mean, it's not out. You have it in your hand. Fuck face. I went and got you. You got it out of the cage. Like, it is out. It hasn't been released, but it's out because you put it out. And I'd like to purchase that now. And I've talked about it on this podcast several times. I've tried to buy all kinds of crap from Walmart that's not out, and they never sell it to me. But I keep trying, and I always get irritated at them because I'm like, stop putting it out.
Right, it shouldn't be out.
I love to tweet out pictures too and be like, way to go, Walmart. Yeah. This doesn't come out yet. I just tried to buy it. You guys are assholes. What kind of place puts stuff out on the shelf I can't buy?
Walmart.
It's so
the
bizarre.
Place that is specifically designed to sell you stuff.
And if you're listening right now, you're like, well, Walmart's a big store, a lot of employees. The shit doesn't happen anywhere else.
No.
I've never gone in Best Buy and I'm like, oh, this game's not out yet. Let me go buy it.
No.
I don't even know what the process is there because I've never found a game that was out but not out yet.
I don't know how it would work at Target or anywhere else if I went up with pins and they said, oh, this doesn't exist, we can't sell it to you.
Yeah.
But we can't let you have it either because we can't prove that it's yours or ours. Well, who gives you the moral high ground here?
Right.
You're Walmart. We know you have no moral high ground. Ever.
Right. We know you suck. You don't know me.
Right. We know you're the devil. Most people would say I'm a decent person. A little bit of an asshole from time to time, but nowhere near Walmart levels.
I'd just like to pay for these, please.
I just want to buy them.
I'm getting irritated. I just like to pay for them. I don't want to have to take them.
And if they don't exist and you're not going to sell them to me, then I walked in with them, so give them back to me.
Did you order them from Amazon? Did you order them?
No, I did not.
Are you going to?
I am going to, but I happened to find that same day, I went to Target and found another Green Arrow action figure that I don't have. So on the same day, I found 2 Green Arrow things out in the wild.
Now, did you tweet a picture of the other one, right? Of the action figure?
I did not.
Okay.
I could, I suppose.
Well, I think I was just doing something, and I was on your Twitter, and I saw that you had an action figure on there. Green Arrow one. It was probably old.
It must have been an old one.
Because I was scrolling back through.
No. Yeah, I haven't done the new one. No, the new one is... You can see it if you look real close in the video up there. Is that tall one?
Yeah, I see it. They can't see it.
No, they can't see it. Yeah, I know.
Right side of the bookshelf the way I'm looking?
Yeah, I meant you. I didn't mean the listeners. I can tweet out a picture for the listeners, though. But I'm going to wait till tomorrow after the podcast goes live to do it so they know what we're talking about.
Yeah, he's at Shirtless Dan on Twitter.
Yes.
Which doesn't make sense if you're a new listener, but if you go back, I promise it'll make sense. We'll just let that be a mystery if you're new. Okay. Walmart sucks. I have a cold. The good news is, as of right now, the cough has not been too bad. And I also have timestamps for the few times that I've coughed. And unless it gets crazy, I'm probably going to take those out. So that's just to update you on where we're at. The cough is under control. These Ricola cherry honey. They have flavored ones now. And I want to do a quick shout out for the honey herb. It's really good.
Honey?
But right now I'm having the cherry, and it's a little bit like medicine. It's a little medicine-y.
See, I prefer cherry.
Yeah, but it's a little like Vixy.
I like Vicks.
The honey herb, I would just have, on the down low, I would just have that on a normal day.
Is that like those honey halls?
I haven't had those. Are those good too?
Those are good.
Yeah. I like honey. So I would just have those.
I don't mind honey in the least, so I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're an asshole if you don't like honey.
Or bacon.
Yeah, or honey, bacon covered honey.
Oh, so
wait,
good.
Honey covered bacon.
However,
syrup is almost...
Syrup is an acceptable... I was just about to say, it's an acceptable substitute.
It's almost honey. Like, syrup is almost honey.
It's an acceptable substitute.
But anyone that wants to, like, shit on the South, if you ever get, like, a good Southern biscuit and you put butter and honey on it, there are very few things. Hot out of the oven,
maybe some fried bologna to go on it, too.
I love fried bologna.
Huh?
I love fried bologna.
So do I.
It's good. Okay. It's time that we get into the news. It's a light week on news. That's why we were able to provide that Walmart and MudRunner's coverage for you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Fuck Walmart, by the way. God, I was so mad.
So let's start with the free games for 2017 December. Games with gold. Xbox One.
Not a big
We're getting
week.
Warhammer.
Yeah, not great.
Warhammer End Times. Vermintide. I don't even know what that means. Anyways, you get that all month long. Tales from the Borderlands, which has been given away no less than 300 times, is going to be free through December 15th. And Back to the Future, the game, 30th Anniversary Edition, is going to be free from the 16th of December till January 15th. Telltale looking for a cash grab. Laying off employees, 2 free games on Xbox this month. For 360, we're going to get Child of Eden from December 1st to the 15th. And Marlo Briggs and the Mask of Death, December 16th through the 31st. Tales from the Borderlands is good. It's funny, even if you're not a Borderlands person. Back to the Future, an early Telltale game, a lot of issues.
A lot of issues with it.
And I can't speak to Warhammer End Times. Child of Eden's a cool game, but it's cool in the way that you're like, this is interesting. I don't know that you would want to play it, though.
It's free, so...
I don't know what the fuck Marlo Briggs and the Mask of Death even is.
Me either.
I'll be honest with you, that's the most compelling title on that whole list for me, because I don't know what it is.
Right, no, I hear you.
That sounds like a murder mystery, and I like those. Those sound all right.
For PS4, December 2017, we've got Darksiders Definitive Edition. Forma 8, Kung Fu Panda, Showdown of the Legendary Legends. That's You, which is Europe only.
It was free here way back when.
Yeah.
I guess Europe didn't get it free then.
Yes. So that's Europe only. And Until Dawn, Rush of Blood for the PSVR. For the PS3, we've got X-Blaze Lost Memories, Siberia Collection. And for the Vita, we also have Forma 8, which is obviously cross-buy, and Wanted Corp.
Wanted Corp. Darksiders 2 it's a fine game. It's pretty old.
It is pretty old.
Kung Fu Panda, I'm not going to lie, probably going to play.
It was a fun one.
Probably going to play a little Kung Fu Panda. Showdown of the Legendary Legends. I haven't played that.
I have not either.
I would remember it. I'm probably going to play that, though.
I'll probably play. I started Darksiders 2, but I didn't get very far into it. So I'm probably going to pick that up and try to play through it. Maybe I'll stream that because I don't really remember.
Maybe I'll stream Kung Fu Panda.
Ooh.
If that thing's got multiplayer, it's on. If that thing's co-op, I'm sure it's not. But if it is...
It might be a fighting game.
Oh, you think so?
It might be.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but it might be. That's what usually a showdown and is like the fight.
I thought maybe we're showing down with enemies though.
But I don't know. I feel like the legendary legends are all of the Kung Fu Panda tribe.
Yeah,
and they're all going to be fighting against each other. That's my take from it. I could be completely wrong.
I think it's a platformer.
It's possible.
I'm gonna play it either way. Oh, this next story interesting. Did you get this email?
I have a story.
Okay. So this story is in two parts because it's actually irrelevant.
I'm pretty sure the last part's where my story comes in, by the way.
Right.
I'm one of those. Let's just say that.
So Sony decided to come up with a program where they're going to send select PlayStation Plus members a PSVR and a copy of Skyrim, along with, I think, the demo disc.
Along with Move controllers and a camera.
Totally free to try in your home for 14 days. If you like it, you can keep it for $300.
Basically what happens is when you get you get this email, or they send out this email, and you responded yes to it and do what you needed to do, you put in your credit card number, they put a hold on the credit card. If you return it after the 14 days, no charge goes through. If you decide to keep it, they charge you $300. What's especially cool about this is because of everything you get, it's actually a $450 value.
If you went and bought the Skyrim VR bundle, it is $450. Same bundle, $300.
Did you get the Move controllers with that bundle, though?
Yes.
Okay,
I believe so. I believe it's the same bundle.
Okay.
You're just saving $150.
You're saving $150. That's a great deal, right?
So this is weird because I don't know of any other game, especially first party developer or peripheral, where they said we're just going to let you try it in your home because, and you know, I mean, I've preached it. You have to try VR. You can watch videos. You're like, it looks like shit. I'm about to puke. It looks like a PS2 game. Until you experience it, you can't really speak to whether you would like to try it or not. Would like to own it. So this is so smart, but the idea that you're just going to send it to people is kind of crazy.
It is.
It's kind of crazy.
But before they even send it to you, you give out your $300.
Yeah, I get that. It's still a little crazy, though.
To a point,
we're just going to send you a VR, and if 14 days later you send it back to us, we're all good.
Right.
Because a year and a half after it came out, it's hard to find in stores as a demo unit.
Right.
So there's no way for you to try it unless you come over to someone's house that has it.
And you can't be interested in it unless you try it.
Right. So it's a really neat idea. Now, here's where some terms and conditions come in. Only a total of 1,400 PSVR units are available at this time. It will only be around for a portion of December, which we'll get to. And Sony says it could expand these plans and offer it again in the future. So this is where your part of the story is going to come in. But those 1,400 units are gone.
They were apparently gone in like an hour and a half.
They were gone pretty much instantly. Because it turns out this is a good idea.
Yeah, this is an idea that people are going to jump on. And let me tell you something. I was one of those people. When I saw my email, I was like, fuck yeah. First I went to see how much that would all cost me otherwise. Right. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah.
It's a no-brainer, right?
I'm down. Let me fill all this shit out and we put all this in, blah, blah, blah.
We're sorry.
This is no longer available.
Yeah. It went very quickly.
It is very, very, very lucky that I still have my phone on me right now because the butt got snapped over my fucking knee.
Now, the one thing I'll say is it was so successful that you can 100% bank on they're going to do this again. Because this is the whole thing. They have to get VR in the wild.
Yes, they do. Did you get this?
I did get this. But, I didn't do anything with it. But here's the thing. I got this, and my very first thought was, this is perfect for Gerald, Dan, and Marshall 205. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Because they've all talked about it. They all want to play it. They could now do it in their own home, not wearing pants, and be totally comfortable.
Oh, well, let me tell you something. Sony lost out because I am about 98% sure I was going to, air quotes, forget to send it back.
Right. Well, so I played with Marshall that night, and I said, "Did you get that email?" He said, "I did." I said, "Did you do it?" He goes, "No." "Why not?" He said, "Because I couldn't send it back. Like, I already know before it got to my house that I would not be able to send it back. Uh-huh. And I don't need to spend the money right now."
Yeah.
And that's what makes this such a good idea, is because, like you just said, you would forget, with air quotes. He knows before he even gets it that he couldn't send it back. I just think it's a very smart way for Sony to do it.
It is.
And worst case scenario, you try it and don't like it, and they probably sell it as a refurbished unit to GameStop.
Right.
For $300, because they can still sell it to you for $400 and make money. So it's a good deal all the way around for everybody, and it's a win because it puts more VR in people's homes, and that's what everybody needs right now. The people who want VR to succeed, they need more units.
They need more units out in the wild, yeah.
And I'll tell you, 1,400 that's not the number. Like we need another million out in the wild.
Yeah.
But 1,400's a good start.
Well, it was probably a test to see how this would go. And
after 14 days, they'll see how many come back.
Right.
And then they'll probably tweak this. They'll probably do new bundles. They'll probably do it every time a new bundle comes out. Mm-hmm. But instead of being 1,400 units, it'll be 4,000 units. Just to keep them fresh. And I hope that even though you didn't get one this time, if it happens again, you try it.
Oh, I will.
Because I really think, even if you don't keep it, I really would like you to try it on the PlayStation, because I know you've tried it on Gear VR, but it's just a little different.
Yeah. I was down. Like I said, I'm lucky I still have my phone. Because that's where I did it, obviously, all on my phone. And I was at work in the back room, and I was just about to...
How quick did you get it?
Snap. I don't know.
Yeah. Almost text you, but I didn't want to text you, and then you'd be like, I didn't even fucking get that.
Right.
And then you'd be more upset, and then somehow be mad at me because I got an email.
I wouldn't have been. I just would have given you shit. Like, what the fuck did I send it to you for? You fucking got one.
So that was my first thought, is that I do wish Sony could somehow scan my trophies. But I get it. They don't know if I had one or I borrowed one or whatever. I get it. Or I sold it and want one back. I mean, I know that they don't know, but I'm like, I didn't need this email.
Right.
How many people did this and then let their buddy borrow the free one?
No,
borrow that other one?
It was relatively quickly. If I remember, it was like within 15 minutes of receiving it that I saw it.
Yeah, they went extremely quick.
And then, of course, you figure another 10 minutes entering everything in. And
right.
25 minutes after I got the email, they're all sold out, and I'm ready to kill people.
You're like, that's cool, that's fine. They didn't want one. It's fine.
Thanks for the fucking email, Sony.
It's fine. Fuck.
What do you want to tell me next? My parents were on fire?
Yeah. I think they'll really open this up, but I do think that they'll see what the conversion rate is.
I think that's going to be key.
And I think the conversion rate for these first 1,400 will be very high.
As far as keeping, yeah, I do too.
I think a lot of people feel like you feel and feel like Howard feels, that like to have that. It's like when you it's like car dealers letting you drive a car home.
Fuck it, it's
in
here
your driveway.
Now. It's here now.
Driveway. It looks so good. It looks so good hooked up to my PS4, and I could just get in there anytime I want because it's mine. I'm writing my name inside of it so I can't return it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was a cool promotion. I knew you would be upset if you didn't get one, and I actually didn't know if you got it until right now, but when I saw this, I was like, that's a really neat idea.
Yeah, I figured we would talk about this, so I didn't want to let anybody know, so it could all be fresh. the heartache could be fresh here for him.
Let your anger go down a little bit, though.
Yeah, that was necessary.
Right. All right. Why don't you grab this next one?
All right. Big The Division update coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Oh, let me pause you real quick. That wasn't you having an issue. That's a really weird way to say that. Big The Division update.
It is.
I understand the game's called The Division. That's a weird way to write that. I probably should have changed that.
The Big Division.
The big old The Division.
Big The Division.
Yeah, I should have fixed that. That's on me. That's weird.
All right. We'll just say The Division update coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. It's going to be rather large. Anyway, this week's looking good if you're still playing The Division or interested in it. Developer Ubisoft announced an update scheduled for Monday, December 4th. This is update 1.8. It's going to add a whole metric shit ton of new content, which is where the big comes from.
Big The Division.
It's going to include 2 new modes, Resistance, which is a PvE horde mode, and Skirmish, which is a 4x4 PvP mode that emphasizes close quarters combat and gunplay. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I'm guessing it's just going to be small maps.
Small, tiny death matches.
Yeah. There's going to be a single-player map expansion, which is going to cover the left hand of Manhattan called the West Side Pier. However, we don't yet know what this environment is going to contain. I got some new weapons coming, too. We got the Big Alejandro LMG, which I like that name.
Yeah. You rolled right off your tongue, too. It was really natural.
Yeah, Alejandro. The Devil and Heel MMR pair and the House SMG. It's also creating a new system called Gear Optimization, which allows you to spend your Division tech to upgrade weapons and gear statistics to maximum. And the game's underground mode is going to be revamped. It's going to add some new directives, some new checkpoints, some new hunters, and there's going to be chances for classified gear. And it's also going to be where Rogue 2.0 is going to be a thing now, which is basically going to bring a voluntary rogue toggle for PvP flagging, and that's going to be aimed at rebalancing the Dark Zone. Dark Zone's had some problems since the beginning. They've been working on revamping it for a very long time, and they still are not there. It's a really, really cool idea. But I don't know that it was executed properly, and I honestly don't know that it's been fixed yet. But anyway, pretty big. If you're still playing The Division, man, you're going to be super excited. I'm thinking about getting back into it. I've thought about getting back into it time and time again. Just life and other games, stuff that I haven't played gets in the way. I played Division for a long time. I got pretty deep into the end game, so getting back into it for me, I'm not sure that I'm missing a whole lot by not doing so, because I did play so much.
Yeah, I put this on here because I wondered if it was finally time for you to go back in.
I've been wanting to get back in. I've needed a reason. This is a good one. But like I said, I endgame the shit out of that.
Yeah, if you get back in, you should stream that.
I should.
If you do get back in.
Yeah, if I get back in and give it a shot. Maybe. We'll see. I would like to. I really did love the game when I played it.
Oh, I know.
And then other shit happened. Other games and stuff came out and that kind of thing. So, but man, I did love that game.
I did a poor job balancing these news stories. This next one's yours too.
That's okay. After being previously, this is an awesome story, by the way. After being previously blocked by the writer's strike, Life is Strange voice actors are returning for a bonus episode. The voice actors behind Life is Strange 2 main characters are going to be reprising their roles in a new bonus episode for the prequel series Before the Storm. Ashley Birch voiced Chloe in the original Life is Strange. She was replaced by Rihanna DeVry due to the voice actor strike. Now that it's over, she's coming back to voice Chloe again, while Hannah Tell is also returning to voice Max. DeVry is still working on the bonus episode, which is called Farewell, as she's doing some of the motion capture work for young Chloe. In a statement, Square Enix sung DeVry's praises and said the company is forever thankful to her. You can hear directly from Tell and Birch in the behind-the-scenes video posted on YouTube. Cool beans.
Yeah, and it sounds like, and I did just a little reading, I watched the video, it does sound like everybody's, like, cool.
Yeah, everybody seems to be cool.
Yeah, everyone knew that this would happen at some point, and, they're still letting her do the motion capture stuff.
Right.
That way it does fit the rest of the prequel, and it sounds like this is one of the few situations where, this is a bad situation, sounds like handled really well.
Yeah, it really was. And I'm sure that Brianna DeVry, I'm sure she knew that this was a possibility when she took this job. Because anyone who's a Life is Strange fan knows that Ashley Birch is Chloe.
But shout out to her for Rihanna for doing it. She
did. I'm not taking anything away from her. She did an amazing job in the prequel. She was able to get away with it because obviously Chloe's a little bit younger. So she's going to have some different intonations. She hasn't grown into herself yet. But she did an amazing job. Shout out to everybody involved with this for handling a terrible situation in an extremely delicate and fruitful manner. Super cool. I can't wait for this.
Also very smart on the part of Don't Nod.
Yeah,
because, now you really want to play the bonus episode.
Right.
Like, really want to play it.
Right.
So, shout out to them for understanding what you want. This is my favorite story of the whole week.
Your turn.
The hottest product for all of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, it wasn't even on sale.
Nope.
It was the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo dominated online sales on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, thanks to the company's wildly popular Switch game console. This is clearly written by somebody who doesn't understand video games. Jefferies analyst Atul Goya is who we're talking about here. The Switch was the best-selling product online across all product categories among online retailers. Like, it sold more than soap. All categories, more than toilet paper. Like, it sold more than anything.
Yeah.
Across all online retailers.
It was a big deal.
On Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and Cyber Monday. But what makes it so good is that it
wasn't even on sale.
Just regular price. So, for everyone that's like, I don't understand Black Friday, that story should have totally summed it up for you.
Right.
People spend money on that day.
It's not about... the sales bring people in.
But the idea that you spend money on that day is more important than the sales.
Yes.
Right. People woke up early, stood in line at Target, and bought something that was normal fucking price.
And here's the thing. Oh, look at this TV. I'm going to get this TV, and I saved $300. Now I can get a Switch.
Yeah. They also, retailers do this super shady thing. It's not shady because everybody knows, but on Black Fridays, Best Buy will have a TV that's a 7,001, and then Walmart will have a 7,002.
Yeah.
And Target will have a 7,003. Those are all exclusively at Target, exclusively at Walmart.
Yeah.
They're the same TV.
Yeah.
It's just that Samsung will make a special, cheaper model for each store that is exactly the same with a different serial number on it, so they can all advertise exclusively at wherever. And everybody's still making the same amount of money on it because it's a little bit of a cheaper TV.
Yep.
And the cattle that we are, we line up to buy it. And then because we saved that $300, we can't just take that $300 home.
And save it? Who does that?
We already planned on spending it. I guess I'll get this Nintendo Switch.
That's why I brought it with me.
Right. The PS4 was on sale, the Xbox was on sale, but we got to remember the Switch is still below $300.
And it's also the newest console out there, and it was also hard to find for the last 70% of its sales cycle.
So when I was at Best Buy on Thanksgiving Day, they had a stack of them, and people were grabbing them like they were giving them away.
All right.
And I didn't even think anything about it until I read this story, and I was like, I'll be damned. This is just online. There's no telling what it did in stores.
Right.
I mean, they were giving them... It was like someone had a sign that said, like, free to a good home in front of the Switches. Like, people were like, ooh, there it is. I heard they're hard to find. I know my kids want them. Bam.
Yep.
Bam. Getting another one.
$300. That seems like a
that
good
person's
deal.
getting a Switch. Fuck it.
Don't know anything about it.
That person's getting a Switch. I'm getting one too. They're not going to get one and me not get one.
Right. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I do still want one.
Great story.
I need them to pull one of those PSVR things.
Yeah, they won't.
No, I know that.
Nintendo's not about to send you some shit.
I know that. I know that.
This next story doesn't really matter to either one of us, but we talked a lot about loot boxes. This is like the most bizarre thing.
You're not a fan of Headquarters?
No, I am. It's quite the opposite. So Call of Duty World War II's Headquarters, it's a social space, multiplayer social space in World War II. And it's the thing where you can watch people open loot boxes. It went away for a while. It had some issues. It's back. But I'm like, what a beautiful celebration of the business that is loot boxes. Activision's like, fuck it. You could just watch other people spend money. Because the thrill is watching or getting that, like, seeing someone achieve that thing.
Right.
Like, let's not even be shady with it. Like, we know what the thrill is. Just watch someone else do it. It's the same reason people go on Twitch or YouTube and watch people open 30 packs of something, or 30 blind boxes, or 30 loot boxes, or 30 chests. People like that build-up is the same even when they're not getting it.
No, not just that, but I'm sure the part of ooh, I want that. And then they'll buy loot boxes.
He just got that. Yeah, I'll get it. Yeah, that's part of it.
Like we just talked about. Well, he can't get that, and I not get that.
Yeah. Oh, man, they're popping these everywhere. I'm going to go get one.
Yep.
But I'm like, good on Call of Duty in the middle of everything that is shady and terrible about loot boxes to get their space back up and running where you can just watch people open them. Way to read the market, Activision. You're like, I know what people want, more loot boxes
to look at.
But I will say, Call of Duty, one of the games that handles loot boxes better.
Yes.
I think it's pretty transparent, and I don't mind the way that Call of Duty handles them.
I don't either. I think we all pretty much have a problem only with... There's one particular...
I think it's weird.
It's the Wilson loot box that we have the problem with.
I was listening to another podcast this week, and they brought up the point, because we talked about Chris Lee from Hawaii getting involved, and
right,
politicians and legislative branches all talking about loot boxes, and all the video game people are like, fuck that, we're good. But I'm like, are we really just defending loot boxes?
Really? Yeah.
Like I don't even know that we need to be doing that. Like, it's what is everybody arguing for? Like, I don't know that. Wouldn't we all just prefer a time where you could just spend 99 cents and buy the thing you actually want?
Yeah.
But everybody's going to bat for loot boxes right now because government doesn't need their sticky fingers in my loot boxes.
That's the difference.
But I'm like, we're all just arguing over loot boxes, though. I just thought it was a good point because we're kind of arguing for a thing that I don't know that we all necessarily want.
Well,
because if Rocket League, which costs me $1 every time I open a crate, just put everything up for $1, I would still buy it all.
Right.
But they would have made less money off of me because of all the duplicates and everything like that.
Exactly.
But I'm like, we're kind of all just arguing for a thing that I don't think any of us think is necessary.
Yeah, no, we don't. I think for me, the argument is that I realize it's not consumer friendly, and there's a right way and a wrong. There's a right way and a wrong way to do it, and the Andrew Wilson model is wrong.
You're arguing for freedom too. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, but
that's my thing. Is I don't need regulations.
I don't. That's my biggest thing about the gambling. It does not need to be regulated. Mm-hmm. We do not, because it opens up a can of worms that nobody wants. And I realize a lot of people say, well, it's different than Magic the Gathering because, in Magic the Gathering, you are paying that money for an actual product. It's not within a closed economy, which is essentially what an EA model loot box is. It's a closed economy. It's only good in that game.
Right.
In that environment. But by saying that, you're then You're essentially making the argument on why it's not gambling. Because can it be gambling in a closed environment?
Or you can't resell it.
Right. So is it now gambling?
Yeah, I just thought it was odd that
So
this whole time we talked about loot boxes for 40 minutes last week. I never thought, like, really the thing everybody's fighting for is not really... I mean, it's not really that great of a thing. Like, we don't need that.
right.
But now it's about so much more than loot boxes.
Well, now now it's about fighting back against a man.
Right. Now, it's like, in a weird way, loot boxes just united everybody.
Well, right, exactly. Which is...
Because
there's nothing wrong with that.
I know tons of people that are like, loot boxes are stupid, they're dumb, they just take your money. Now they're all like, you know what, I'll have my loot boxes, please. Okay, government, I'll have my loot boxes.
Yeah, just stay out of it.
Right. But I'm like, you've been complaining about loot boxes forever, but now you're like, fuck that, okay?
Right.
There are loot boxes.
The government steps in, and that's when shit gets fucked up.
Right. Then suddenly everybody's linked arms.
That's when the real problems occur.
Everybody's linked arms now, and they're like, no, we'll do loot boxes.
By the way, the revolution will not be televised.
That's true. Uh-oh, new cough. I'm going to leave that one in.
All right, so that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that one in.
Well, plus it gives some context to why you're saying, ooh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to take the others out, I'm going to leave that one in. Who knows, maybe I'll leave them all in. It's only been 4.
Let's leave them all in.
Pokemon Go likely caused around 100,000 car accidents.
Seems right.
I put this story on because I'm totally blown away.
Really?
Also, not just by the story. I'm blown away with how they decided to do this story.
Oh.
Or the not the story itself, the research. So there was a study done by Purdue University
in Tippecanoe County.
This is what blows me away. Focused on police reports from Tippecanoe County, Indiana.
Which, as we all know, is a heavily metropolitan
hotbed
area. A hotbed of Pokemon action.
A hotbed for any kind of scalable research is Tippecanoe County, Indiana. So, anyways, they took into account the accidents that were part of people playing Pokemon Go in Tippecanoe County, Indiana. They scaled those up to reflect the entire United States. Again, I think they picked a good place to do that at. And they have come up with some crazy numbers. So over 140,000 accidents, 250 fatalities, and between $2 and $7 billion in economic costs for Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go has a huge impact on society, see?
Mm-hmm.
In more ways than we even thought of.
You take this how you want, though, because all this is based off of Tippecanoe
County. So do what you want with that information.
I read this story. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't pick, like, an area where people live?
Right. Where there's, like, a population of some sort?
That I knew existed before this story? Is that where Purdue University's at? I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know where the fuck Purdue is at.
I would hope it's close. You wouldn't think Purdue would, like...
Surely they didn't travel to Tippecanoe County, Indiana.
Right. If that's where they decided would be the best place to do it, then probably don't go to Purdue.
Yeah. Surely it's in Tippecanoe County.
I'm not sure. If it's not, I'm not sure you're going to get the education you're signing up for. Because that doesn't seem to be very forward-thinking. But
I'm going to check real quick. It's got to be there.
I would imagine it has to be.
And that's not a fair reading either, because you got to figure more college kids were playing.
Yeah.
It's in Lafayette or Lafayette, Indiana.
Lafayette. Okay, well, what city is that? What county is that city in?
That is the county.
Oh, I thought that was a city you were giving me.
No.
Oh.
Or at least I don't think so.
Who the fuck knows? I guess in the...
They're probably right beside it. Tippecanoe County.
They're probably close, but not directly involved. That way it does take that college kid thing out of it. There's probably something a couple counties over or something.
The Battle of Tippecanoe.
That's a thing?
Yeah, that's what pulled up when I typed in Tippecanoe.
The Battle of Tippecanoe. What does that even mean?
Oh yeah, it is all together.
It is all together?
Yeah. Lafayette is in Tippecanoe County.
Okay.
A population of 172,780.
For the whole county?
Yes. It's the northwest quadrant of Indiana.
Ooh. Now I know.
Nothing I love better than a good northwest quadrant. That's the news.
That's the news.
I know there was a lot there.
Not quite as hard-hitting as last week, but...
Yeah. Now it's time for Gone But Not Forgotten, my favorite oldest segment, where I reach back in my gaming past. I tell you about something. Well, one of us does. This time it's my turn. That's why I'm doing it. I've got a real gem for you this week. It's actually a good game. You
always have a fucking gem for us.
This is a good game. It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Hyperstone Heist.
Oh, wow.
For Sega Genesis.
Oh, wow.
Side-scroller, beat 'em up. And, in my opinion, this most closely resembled Turtles in Time. Is the vibe you got from this game. Total of 5 stages. New York City, mysterious ghost ship, Shredder's hideout, the Gauntlet, and the final Shell Shock. But I played the shit out of this game because I was a big Turtles guy.
Because you were a Turtles guy, yeah.
Yep. Boss fights, Leatherhead, Rocksteady, Baxter Stockman.
No Bebop?
One of my favorite. No Bebop. Krang and Super Shredder.
Shredder.
It's a Turtles game through and through, and I had a ton of fun with it, and it's one that you can go back to even now and play. Still have fun with.
Oh, you can on a lot. It's funny, you can do that on a lot of those old classic side scrollers.
Those beat 'em ups,
Turtles in Time, X-Men, all those.
Yeah,
you can
the Simpsons, even the Simpsons one is okay.
You can really go back to those and really play them and still get enjoyment out of them.
Because they are what they are. Like they're those games are no bells and whistles. The main thing I remembered about the difference between this and Turtles in Time is that you can't throw people at the screen. Remember how that used to always happen?
Yeah,
you can't do that in Hyperstone Heist. I have this game in the case too because I was adamant that I have the box for it.
Gotcha.
Hyperstone Heist. No, it's a good game.
Hyperstone Heist.
So, check it out on YouTube, or if you can find a copy, you play it because it does hold up.
We also have a Gone But Not Forgotten from our good friend Garrett Wade this week. This is a game that he used to play. Him and his brother used to have a ton of fun with it. And that is Siphon Filter for the PS1.
Siphon Filter.
Let me tell you something. When Siphon Filter came out, Siphon Filter was an amazing game. It kind of had that Metal Gear feel to it without all the wonky whatever the fuck is going on in Metal Gear shit.
Mm-hmm.
But when they first brought out the PS1 stuff for the PS3, I tried to play Siphon Filter, and it is not a game you can go back to in any way, shape, or form.
I have a poster for Siphon Filter that is signed by like the dev team.
How'd you get that?
I don't know. I like won it through something or got it somehow. Who knows? Maybe I had to send in UPCs. There's no telling. It was back in the day, but somehow maybe it was from the Sony rewards, like for working at GameStop. I was able to get. I don't know. I have a signed Siphon Filter dev poster. Siphon.
There?
I don't know. The amount of medicine that's in me. We're lucky that I'm able to speak.
Siphon.
The Siphon Filter.
You hear me, Siphon?
If you've got a Gone But Not Forgotten for us, make sure you hit us up on Twitter using the hashtag GBNF @game_Stitch, and we'll read it on this fucking podcast. That was aggressive. Didn't need to be, but it was.
It's the medicine.
You can also email us podcast@gamestitch.com. Put GBNF in the subject line.
This is the medicine.
It is the medicine.
Time for some shout-outs.
Shout-outs. You hear that? Voice broke down.
I did.
If you want to shout out, all you have to do is head over to patreon.com, support us at the $10 tier over there, and we'll give you a shout out each week. You can say anything you want within reason, and we'll read it. If you don't provide us with one, we will provide you with one because you earn that, you deserve it, and we'll make sure that you don't not get one.
Exactly. This week, Garrett Wade tells us that he has decided on a name for the child.
This is exciting.
Drum roll. That's not a drum roll. I don't know what that is.
That's like a purr.
Bruce, he decided to go with Banner for the middle name.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Banner Wade.
It's a good name.
It is.
Because Bruce Wade's good and Bruce Banner Wade's good.
Right, because Bruce Wade kind of gives you across what you're looking for there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you kind of know what's supposed to be happening there.
Mm-hmm.
And but then the Bruce Banner kind of takes it in a whole different direction while still maintaining some sort of significance. So it's pretty cool. I like that. Congratulations to you two. I'm glad you came up with a name.
You can also tell just how much his wife loves him.
Yeah. Yeah, she's... Exactly, yep.
Yeah, congratulations to both of you.
He is the apple of her eye, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, and we're excited for pictures and everything, and can't wait. Thomas didn't exactly send us a shout-out, but can you find that tweet that you read to me earlier, Dan?
I can. Give me just a minute and I will find it.
Dan's going to read this tweet as his shout-out, and then I'm going to then speak to Thomas directly. Everyone else can skip the podcast. I'm just talking to Thomas.
Got this coming up here. Okay, this is from Thomas. He tweeted this one day ago. And Thomas says, "So, I'm a big PC gamer as well as console, and I'm also a big fan of the new cross-play compatible games and game updates coming out. And that's important because of my work. But alas, Sony refuses to play ball. So, since that's the case, I'm afraid I'm going to the dark side. Hit me up on Xbox Live."
So, that's Thomas's shout-out.
That's Thomas's shout-out.
Here is my response. I understand you're upset right now. Maybe pump the brakes a little bit, because I like playing games with you, and I don't play a lot on Xbox. So it's kind of like we just broke up through a tweet that someone else read. So what I think you should do is continue to express your displeasure for Sony, but also play MudRunners with me, Garrett, and Howard on PS4.
Not Dan.
No, because Dan's not getting it. And you could talk about how upset you are with them
I'll be in a party with you guys. That'll be fine.
as we tear your ass through the mud.
Which is highly symbolic, might I add.
Mm-hmm. I know we still have Splatoon. I'm just saying, though, don't put it in a box yet. Don't take it back to GameStop yet. Give Sony a chance. They're sending out VRs for free.
They are sending... Okay, yeah, they earned some definite goodwill there.
You know that we support you either way, and we'll be chatting either way. But yeah, I do like playing games with everybody from the community, and once Sea of Thieves come out, no doubt I'll be over on Xbox Live. But I'm probably going to not get live until that happens. Just it's kind of where I'm at. Sometimes I forget Sea of Thieves even exists. That's how little that game gets talked about.
I know.
I'm excited, though. Dreams is finally going to be shown off.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, Sony's not even being shy about it. They're like, look, Dreams exist.
I don't know that I'm excited anymore.
Oh, probably not. I don't think anyone is except for me. I'm still worried. This might shut Media Molecule down.
It might.
But at least it's coming out. At least you'll be able to own the thing that killed them, if it does. You know, that's always important.
That's a little macabre.
You want to have that piece of history. Like all those U-Draw tablets out there, you want to have the piece that killed THQ. You want to have that. Like, here's why THQ doesn't exist. Draw on your fucking tablet with your pen that it has a 5-inch cord on it. I can't even reach the right side of the tablet. Who designed this? Rest in peace, U-Draw tablet.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. U-Draw. Maybe that's the episode. Maybe it's 255 U-Draw.
There we go. Sounds
Rip
good to me.
U-Draw. This has been episode 255 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Podcast Ryan. Dan is at Shirtless Dan, and together we are at Game_Stitch. You got to get over to YouTube. You got to subscribe. You got to click that notifications button because we're all over the place when we go live.
And if you want to hear that big news by the 10th, make sure you...
Patreon.com/Gamestitch. Anything dollar tier or above gets you access to that newsletter. And like I said, through the 10th, I will send that out to you. After the 10th, you will receive the newsletter each month by the end of the month. And also, we're working on some things for our patrons because, you know, it means a lot to us that you guys support us. So we do have some things coming for you guys.
It's all true. It's all true.
Yeah. I put maybe because I gave us an out. We're doing so good over delivering. I don't want to make a promise, so I just left the door cracked.
Never get cornered. Got it.
Right.
Never corner yourself.
We'll probably do this. Right, you just leave that just in case. We're like, well, I said probably.
It's like 96%.
Yeah, right. But that 4%, who knows? Who knows?
Episode 255.
255. Good night.
Good night.